Hey music theory community, today I have a discussion prepared about deceptive cadences. So what we have on the screen here is a 1-chord, a 4-chord subdominant harmony, moving into dominant harmony and then resolving to 1, which is the way a standard progression resolves, or a cadence. Here's 5 moving to 1. It's known as an authentic cadence. Now, for our purposes for today, I want to look at a 5-chord resolving not to a 1-chord, but to a 6-chord. A 6-chord is a minor chord in a major key. Okay, so let's look at fleshing this out into chorale style. We have our 1-chord. The best tone to double in a triad is our D natural. It's the root. We're in the key of D. Now we need an F sharp and an A. There we go. I chose these inner tones because there's not more than an octave between the upper 3 parts. The 4-chord, scale degree 4, 6, and 1. What is the common tone between the 1-chord and the 4-chord? It's scale degree 1. So one of the Ds can sustain, and it's this one, the one in the soprano. The D in the bass has to descend down to the 4th scale degree, of course, if you're going to have a 4-chord. So now we need the notes G natural, B, D. We have a G, we have a D, we need a B. The tenor can take the B since it's just a step above. There's nice contrary motion between tenor and bass here. So now we're going to look at what the doubling options are. Again, in a triad, the best tone to double is the root of the chord, which would be the G. And the alto can take the G. Now we're going to move into the 5-7 chord. The 5-7 chord has scale degree 5, 7, 2, and 4. This is the 7th of the chord. This is the leading tone of the chord. The leading tone needs to resolve itself upward. The 7th has to resolve itself downward in the very next chord. All right, scale degree 5 has to be in the bass. We've already used it. Now we need to look at where to put the leading tone, scale degree 2, and the 7th of the chord. Let's start with the 7th first, the G natural. I found a great place. Common tone. The G natural also exists in the 5-7 chord, and it exists in the 1 chord. It's scale degree 4. We learned that scale degree 4 in a 5-7 chord has to resolve down by step to the 3rd scale degree of the key. So I can already create that resolution now. The 7th resolves. The G is used. We need the leading tone. We need the 2nd scale degree. Where can we put the leading tone? The other tendency tone. It's a C. C sharp. We have the option of using it in the tenor. We have the option of using it in the soprano. Let's take the option of using it in the soprano. We know the leading tone needs to resolve upward by step. What's nice about this configuration is you get contrary motion between soprano and alto. Now we need the E. We can use the E here, but then we'd have a big space between tenor and alto. So the next best option is to use the E here. The E is the tone that is the 2nd scale degree, and it has the option of resolving to the 3rd or the root. And that'll be decided by our voice leading needs. All right, the 5-7 chord will resolve to scale degree 6 to create a deceptive cadence. Students, that tone, scale degree 6 in the key of D major, is a B. The 6th chord is a minor triad. It's got B, it's got the tonic, D, and it's got the 3rd, F sharp. We have the 3rd here. We have the 5th of the chord here. We don't want to double that anymore. We have a D here, and we have a B. We're going to want to double the root of the chord or its 3rd. So now we need to think about what to do on that tenor tone, that E. Where is that going to go? We have the option of going to the D. We have the option of going to the B. So the best option would be to go to that B there. Now we need to check whenever we have parallel motion to see that there is no parallel fifths or octaves. The A and the C, students, a third. The G to the D, another third. These parts are moving in parallel motion as well. E to G, third. D to F sharp, another third. No danger of parallel motion there. Okay, let's play this now and see how this stuff sounds. Let's roll the chords. The 1 chord, the 5/7 chord, the 6 chord, once again, the 4 chord, the soprano holds the common tone, 5/7, the leading tone is in the soprano, the tenor has the 7th, the alto has the 7th, and then the resolution to the 6th chord. One more time. The 5/7 chord and its resolution. So here's the 5/7 moving into the 6th chord. And there you have it, students. A deceptive cadence is when a 5/7 chord moves into a 6 chord. It can also be a 5 chord as well. After that 6 chord, you would need to retransition to some sort of subdominant harmony or intermediate harmony, 2 chord, a 4 chord, and then retransition back to a 5 chord and then do resolve to a 1 chord. Okay, so I hope this has been of help to create a different type of resolution off a 5 chord, a resolution that feels more inconclusive and creates some sort of a somber moment. So last time, students. There it is, Deceptive Cadences.